Okay, I just sat down here on the floor in the barn and I've got a project I'm going to show you, but it's already done. So I didn't do a video of how to make this, but this could be that video. So here it is. Boom. I think some of you got it right away and other people are thinking it looks like a stack of wood. This is a super large Jenga game. Let's see how tall it is. 27 inches tall. You can set this up on a table, play Jenga with your friends. And I haven't played a game with anybody yet. This is for like a picnic event that we're gonna be having soon. I like making games, obviously. I think this one's gonna be a hit. Wow, as you're playing, look how high it's gotten now. It's 39 inches. Whew. Well, I thought I was gonna win. I thought I was gonna get the blocks all the way up to where there's no more moves. And if I did, I guess I'd need to take another 2x4 and make a few more blocks to make the game harder. So it turns out that if you buy 8-foot 2x4s, and you gotta watch out because they make some 93-inch 2x4s, and you wanna make sure you get a 96-inch, the full 8-foot. And if you just measure this, the 3.5 plus 3.5 plus 3.5 is 10.5. So you want to cut 10.5, and then it lines up so that it's the width of 3 of them, and you will get 9 pieces out of every 2x4. So 6 2x4s, and you've got this game that I made. That's one of the simplest projects that I've shown how to make of anything that I've made. You want to make sure your blocks are nice and dry. You don't want, sometimes you go to Lowe's and all the boards are wet. In that case, if you can put them somewhere where you can keep them from warping too much, you know, a tiny bit of warp is not going to hurt. But if you get those snow ski boards that get all warped, you know, if you leave them out in the sun, they're going to warp really bad. And I've noticed that maybe they could use a little sanding. Maybe that would make them work as a game just a little bit better. I'm just beginning to work on a design for Claire's tiny house. We're gonna make it out of the container out here. The one you've seen sitting out there in the field all this time. I've got some ideas, but as I'm starting to draw it, I'm also going to be building a model out of cardboard. And cardboard is not the best material for making a model like this, but I'm trying to do something sort of quick, not like an elaborate, perfect thing. So when I build this, it might look a little scruffy. Whenever I'm doing a design or a floor plan, I like to just begin to draw it out and then make a bunch of copies so that I can, like here, I've already started making a peninsula for the kitchen island, well, kitchen peninsula, and the kitchen sink. And I might decide to change this around. I might decide to put the sink here, or might put it here. And having several copies, I can make all kinds of changes. Sometimes I get pretty set in one design and I'll make several copies of it and then do variations. Okay, now I ran outside and I cut some pieces of wood. These are going to be timbers that are holding up a large roof, like a barn roof. Okay, later in the same day or night, you just saw this go on, and I didn't show that I had already done the one on the back. So these will be a roof that'll sit above the container. So I've started making that roof. So this will be a roof that'll sit up above and protect the container from direct sunlight, which will help on energy. And I already kind of did this this vaulted ceiling section. I went ahead and attached it to the roof so that it sits down onto the model. So this will be a sliding glass door. These will be some windows to let some light into this vaulted ceiling area. And it'll only be just over this end of the container and the kitchen, which will be in that end of the container. This side will still have a roof on it, which I'm working on right now. This is the roof that's gonna go on there. Oh, I've been blowing out the shelter, trying to get all the pollen and everything out of there. I'm over here doing weed eating. Got all the garden beds. Oh, not all of them. I got one more garden bed I gotta do the weed eating. But Cindy came over and said, we have a brand new baby lamb. So we're heading down here to the field to go take care of it, get it up here to the barn, get the mama up here too. I see it. Sweet Pea, she's one of our favorites. She's over there licking her baby and taking care of him. You're being too loud. You're always being too loud. Going over here to see the baby. Good job, Sweet Pea. Look at that little baby.
Oh, the door's closed. Come on, baby.
We're having a really hard time with Sweet Pea. She keeps losing her baby.
Come on. Come on, Mama. Good Mama. Good
So fortunately, the baby is leading her now.
Because that's a good baby. Good boy. My sweet boy.
So Sweet Pea is one of our favorites. She comes over and lets us scratch her cheeks. That's one of her favorite things, I guess, and maybe scratching her chest. She's a little bit freaked out trying to bring her up here and carrying the baby.
And she's never had a baby before either, so she doesn't even know what's happening. I used some sweet water. Oh, yeah.
She's being a good mom. Sometimes moms abandon their babies, and she was very alert trying to make sure she could find her baby. And when I was going in the fence and I hadn't even seen the baby yet, and I accidentally said he, it is a he. So we have a ram.
New beginnings.
So that's one of a possible 5 sheep that should be pregnant. We might have 4 more sheep, and how many babies could that be? We might get some twins. Could be an exciting time the next month or so. And we really think Snowball might have a baby any day now. We thought she would go first. Sweet Pea and her baby are in their house with noisy neighbors. And tomorrow they'll get out here and they can eat a little bit of grass and walk around some. And maybe this whole place will be a nursery soon.